Hello friends, Cobra Kai Season 1, let's go! The season picks up 30 years after the event of the Karate Kid movie. But Johnny Lawrence, who lost to Daniel LaRusso in that movie, is now a deadbeat father to a kid named Robbie who's actually pretty cool, and is haunted by his successful rival Daniel LaRusso, who is a car salesman. Anyways, everything changes for Johnny when a couple of bullies attack his new neighbor Miguel, who he defends with the use of his karate. So Miguel goes,
I'ma be nice. I'm trying to get like you.
So he somehow convinces Johnny to open a dojo and train him. Since Miguel's a social outcast at school with only two friends, Eli and Dimitri, Johnny then names the dojo Cobra Kai after the brutal dojo he used to train at back in high school, which for the life of me I can't understand, and Daniel's on the same page. You see, after Miguel became good at karate, he started falling for Daniel LaRusso's daughter by the name of Sam. Sam started liking him too. The weird thing is the relationship couldn't work because Daniel LaRusso and Johnny Lawrence hate each other, and anything that has to do with one another, including kids. Which at this point, Johnny cared for Miguel like the son he never had, even though he has Robbie, who he never made the time for. And speaking of Robbie, he finds a mentor in Daniel LaRusso, and begins to learn karate and tries to find inner peace through the Miyagi way. And while Daniel was teaching Robbie, he didn't know that Robbie was Johnny's son, which even though Johnny and Daniel were bonding, when Johnny finds out, the relationship falls apart once again. But Johnny's dojo is now successful because of Miguel. A bunch of the kids at the high school sign up, including Eli, who because he has a scar on his lip is bullied, so Johnny tells him he needs to draw people's attention to something other than his lip. So he gets a mohawk and changes his name to Hawk, which actually works out for him because he gets a girlfriend by the name of Moon. Speaking of girlfriends, Miguel and Sam start dating, but quickly breaks up after Miguel gets jealous of Robbie and accidentally hits Sam. We then go to the 50th anniversary of the All Valley Championship, where Hawk, who's a real dick thanks to the teachings of Cobra Kai, gets disqualified after illegally attacking Robbie's shoulder and injuring him in the process. Johnny feels bad about the whole thing after trying to teach honor in his dojo. In the final, you have Miguel versus Robbie, which Miguel wins after repeatedly attacking Robbie's injured shoulder, which even though they won, Johnny regret the way he taught his students. Daniel LaRusso then tells Robbie that he's opening his own dojo called Miyagi-Do. At the same time, Johnny's old brutal mentor, Kreese, comes into town. Season 2 picks up right at the end of Season 1, but instead of Johnny telling Kreese, he instead welcomes him with open arms after finding out that Kreese has been homeless. So Kreese practically becomes a second sensei at Cobra Kai, which is booming by the way after winning the championship, so more new members join, including this girl by the name of Tori, with the Y, who's actually a really good fighter, and soon enough, her and Miguel start dating. And of course, speaking of dating, Sam and Robbie eventually start dating after Robbie moved in with Sam's family, since his mother left the country without paying rent. Johnny then explains to Miguel that he was never there for Robbie, and that he has let Robbie down, but he will do better with Miguel, and the two grow closer. And as much as Johnny wants to be a good guy, his mentor John Kreese is not, and he proves that. You see, Dimitri wanted to join Cobra Kai because all of his friends are in it, but Kreese made sure that he didn't. Dimitri then instead joins Miyagi-Do. Kreese then tells Hawk to go trash Miyagi-Do. Since that's not enough, Hawk also stole Miyagi's Medal of Honor, which is definitely crossing the line. When Daniel finds out, he confronts Johnny, who had absolutely nothing to do with it, but his denial only made him look worse, and he loses some of his students to Miyagi-Do. And as if Kreese hasn't done enough, he started teaching more brutal ways to the students while Johnny was out of town. When Johnny finds out, he finally gets rid of Kreese, but that's when the story gets even more complicated. You see, Miguel gets into a fight with Hawk and gets the Medal of Honor back. He then gives it to Robbie to return it, and when Sam finds that out, her and Miguel kiss, and Tori saw the whole thing. And since Sam is drunk and she's not supposed to be drinking, Robbie takes Sam to Johnny's house in fear of Daniel disapproving. But sadly, Daniel somehow finds out and ends his relationship with Robbie. They get to school the next day. Tori makes it public that Sam and Miguel kissed, which I feel bad for Robbie because he's been nothing but good to Sam, but come to find out that she cheated on him.
Emotional, damn it!
Tori and Sam then get into a fight that escalates into a school brawl between Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do, and even Dimitri now knows how to fight. Anyways, in the fight between Miguel and Robbie, Miguel was about to end Robbie's whole career but then decided to have mercy. That's when Robbie probably accidentally ended Miguel's whole career. Jesus Christ. With Miguel hospitalized, the relationship between Miguel's mother by the name of Carmen and Johnny ends. At the same time, Daniel's wife forces him to end Miyagi-Do. And as if things are not bad enough for Johnny, his students blame him for Miguel ending up in the hospital and claim that they now only follow Kreese. Johnny then throws his phone away but fails to see that his high school crush friended him back on Facebook. Season 3 picks up with everybody suffering from the fight, but mainly Sam, who's traumatized by Tori, and Miguel, who's told he probably may never walk again. Robbie on the other hand runs away after nearly ending Miguel's life, but Daniel finds him and turns him in, which for that Daniel created a villain, because Robbie now hates both Johnny and Daniel. Daniel and Sam then have a heart-to-heart and Daniel reopens Miyagi-Do. On the other side of town, Johnny helps Miguel to the point of Miguel being able to walk again, and Johnny and Miguel's mother also get close again. But that's about all the good news because Kreese is in charge of Cobra Kai, and he ups the brutality of the dojo, as well as recruiting more bullies and being an absolute freaking savage in the dojo. Anyways, the point is that the Cobra Kais are an absolute menace to society, especially Tori and Hawk were basically the leaders who would go out terrorizing people for no good reason, like Hawk breaking Dimitri's arm for nothing more than like breathing. And to make matters worse, because apparently it could get even worse, Robbie gets out of juvie and joins Cobra Kai, which is led by Kreese. Johnny then starts a new dojo by the name of Eagle Fang Karate. And what that basically told me was that he never needed to resurrect Cobra Kai in the first place, but he did it. And now we have this mess. Anyways, Eagle Fang Karate and Miyagi-Do join forces to take down Cobra Kai, and Sam and Miguel get back together. Cobra Kai then attacked LaRusso's house, but that didn't go too well for them. And that's because Sam overcame her trauma and beat Tori, and Dimitri somehow convinced Hawk to leave the dark side. So now Hawk is a good guy, and is no longer with Cobra Kai. Johnny and Daniel then confront Kreese, who basically told him that if they want him to leave town, they had to beat him in the next tournament. Kreese then immediately makes a call to Terry Silver to join his team. Johnny and Daniel realize the only way they're gonna beat Kreese is to join their dojos. And so the season ends with the two merging their dojos and agreeing to teach the students together. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. If you liked that video and want to see more like it, leave a like and subscribe. Adios!